I grew up in a Jewish area, completely secular. I knew I was Jewish. It's something I did, but I can't say that there was any particular excitement. I went through college and I became very motivated and driven academically. I was sort of a one-track mind. Went to medical school, then training as a resident, and then became into the field of urology. At this point, here I am. I'm a doctor now. And Yiddishkeit, probably not much going on. Every Shabbos, I'm driving down this long road, and I see a man with a beard walking with his kids every Shabbos. After a couple weeks, it starts to bother me. What's he doing here? This literally makes no sense. I was thinking to myself, maybe he didn't do his research, maybe he made a mistake. I'm like, I've got to investigate this. One day, I sort of followed the road. I started investigating. Ended up in the back of a shopping center. I didn't know what it was. It said Jewish Outreach on the window. It had a phone number, Chabad. It said it. I didn't know what that was. So I call the number. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know who I'm calling. Very nice gentleman answers the phone. Chabad, how can I help you? I said, do you have a minyan during the week? I didn't even know what a minyan was, really. But that's all that came out. And we introduced ourselves to each other, and we ended up meeting at the Jewish Community Center, not far away. And we developed a relationship. Here is a rabbi who's sort of introducing me to a Yiddishkeit that I didn't know existed. This is something I never knew about. So I get onto Chabad.org, and there's this trove of audio lectures and videos, and I was overwhelmed. I'm like, I want this. I couldn't find enough time in the day.
Trips with wisdom, with the words of Hashem, again called
and then I realized, wait a second, like this that I'm listening to, I have this here. This is my friend, Rabbi K. This is what he's offering. And so I would say the relationship exploded. Tanya, Rambam, davening, tefillin, just anything that you could imagine a Chabad chassid is doing, I started adopting, and it felt so great. I was very centered on my growth and my Yiddishkeit, but I found that I was taking my kippah off. I'm in my office, but I changed uniform. And one day, I'm like, why am I taking my kippah? This doesn't feel right. And I start seeing patients with my kippah. And what I noticed was that the patients start talking to me about anything Jewish. And so I became engaged with them, and I started opening up and talking more comfortably about things Jewish. At some point, Rabbi K goes, maybe you could put tefillin or think about talking to the Jewish men about tefillin. Older man, didn't have much going on with his Yiddishkeit. He was going to have a surgery coming up. And I just said, it actually came out of nowhere. I know you're Jewish. Have you ever put on tefillin? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehaniach tefillin. Beautiful, beautiful. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And at that point, I became a bit more confident. I said, wow, this actually is kind of easy. And I felt more confident, and everyone was very happy about it. I started to feel like this is an opportunity. This is unbelievable. They're coming through, they're coming to me, they want to be here. It's captive audience. I'm helping them with a condition. So wow, maybe they will listen to me and be receptive to this also. And that's when the tefillin takes off with patients. It's just contagious, it's easy, it's a pleasure. And then talking to patients about anything Jewish.
You're doing a mitzvah, and this is an automatic connection to Hashem.
Not to Jewish news, not to current events, but to real Yiddishkeit.
Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah
Adonai
Adonai
Eloheinu.
I ask you, when was the last time that you put tefillin on? See your bar mitzvah time.
Yeah, I
in
think-
Newark, New Jersey, 1947.
47.
And then you told me that after the tefillin, something changed.
I have a feeling that it changed, particularly when you put it on. Doing that operation on me was really something that just reignited my interest in following up.
Was sehr sicher, bei jeder Menschen in seiner Arbeit, wenn tut in dem, mit sein, wie ein Mensch darf tun, es muss in die Kadruf der Kirche ist, wo der Ewigste hat ihm gegeben, wird ein Licht, was beleidigt, nicht nur ihm allein und sein Mischpoche und sein Stadt, nur die ganze Welt herum. Aber das wird ein Licht, jeder einzelne Meister.
All these years, after investing so much into being the best doctor I can be, I thought my purpose was only to help and treat people's bodies. Now I realize that with the Rebbe's inspiration to reach out to every Jew, I'm here to ignite Jewish souls. We all have something more that we can do to connect the Jews that we're encountering. Putting on tefillin, shaking a lulav esrog, Shabbos candles. We can have an incredible impact on the Jewish world. We are extensions of the shluchim. May not feel necessarily especially comfortable at first, but I can tell you it snowballs. You develop confidence. The people that you're engaging appreciate it. And the impact that we can have on the Jewish world is infinite and endless. And we're all capable of empowering Jews that we encounter and having them get involved into their Yiddishkeit. And I think the ripple effect can be infinite.
Now you know who I am. But let me tell you a little bit about my brother. Not so many years ago, his life was unraveling. The optometry business he had spent years building was on the brink of collapse. He faced enormous personal struggles and was in a very dark place emotionally. At the same time, Rabbi Yaakov Kaplan and his family moved into his neighborhood and tried to engage him in Yiddishkeit. His initial response was less than positive. But a shliach does not give up. He kept coming patiently with warmth and friendship. And little by little, a connection and bond formed between the two. They spoke about life, Judaism, and purpose, awakening his neshama. Their journey took them to the Ohel, marking a pivotal moment in my brother's transformation. All of his personal and business struggles were literally transformed into revealed blessings. A short while ago, my brother visited a clinic in an area with few Jews, one he rarely visits, maybe twice a year. He left early that morning before dawn, so he took his tefillin with him, planning to put them on later in the day. Later that morning, a patient walked into the clinic and said, "Are you Dr. Levin? I need Dr. Levin." My brother confirmed, "Yes, that's me. How can I help?" The man shared that he had been contemplating taking his life. He came into the office that morning because the practice's name was a Jewish one, and he felt the need to be around another Jew during such a dark time. Without hesitation, my brother asked if he would like to put on tefillin. The man agreed. So right there, my brother, who had only recently started putting tefillin himself a few months before, put tefillin on a fellow Jew in desperate need of a connection to his neshama and Hashem. They cried together, and my brother encouraged him to seek needed help and reconnect with his Judaism. My fellow lay leaders, we all have the potential to make holy moments in our environment and workplace. I encourage you to reach out to someone and ask them to do a mitzvah. You can literally change a life. Wow. I had no idea this was so great. Wow.